Hey guys, welcome back to another new videos and Vlogger welcomes you. So today in this video we will be discussing a question rather than a topic. We will be discussing a question. Can a private person, can a private individual arrest any person or not? Okay, in the last video we have discussed section 41A of the CRPC. If you have not watched that video, please go watch. I will give the link of that video in the I button. Before starting this video, if you have not subscribed my channel, please go subscribe so that you all get CRPC related videos regularly. So let's start this topic and discuss whether or can a private person arrest any person or not. So in section 43 of the Criminal Procedure Code, it has been given the provisions. There are the provisions, or it contains the provisions of arrest by a private individual or private person, and the procedure of arrest, how the arrest could be made by any private person. Okay, so this section says any private person may arrest or cause to be arrested any person who in his presence commits a non-bailable and cognizable offence, or any proclaimed offender, and without unnecessary delay shall make over or cause to be made over any person so arrested to a police officer, or in the absence of a police officer take such person or cause him to be taken in custody to the nearest police station. So what does this section says? This section says, or this part of the section says, that any private person, any private individual may arrest any person who in the presence of the private person has committed a non-bailable and cognizable offence, or that particular offender or particular person is a proclaimed offender. Then the private person without any unnecessary delay shall take the person to a police officer, and in the absence of a police officer, if there is no police officer nearby, then the private person shall take that particular offender who has committed a non-bailable and cognizable offence to the nearest police station. Okay, then if there is reason to believe that such person comes under the provisions of section 41, a police officer shall rearrest him. If you have taken any person that has committed a non-bailable cognizable offence in front of you or in the presence of you, if you take that person to a police officer and police officer has reason to believe that such person or the case of such person comes under the provisions or the cases mentioned under section 41, then in that case the police officer shall rearrest that particular offender or the person who has committed the offence or crime. Okay, if there is reason to believe that he has committed a non-cognizable offence. In the earlier case we were discussing the case of cognizable offence, but now we will discuss in the case of non-cognizable offence. Here, if there is reason to believe that the offender has committed a non-cognizable offence and he refuses on the demand of a police officer to give his name and residence, or gives a name or residence which such officer has reason to believe to be false, then that particular offender shall be dealt with under the provisions of section 42. We will stop here for a minute. Up to this I will explain. Okay, so here it is written that if there is reason to believe that the offender has committed a non-cognizable offence. What are the non-cognizable offense? Non-cognizable offenses are those offenses which are of less serious type of offense. okay, like cheating, forgery, etc. And if such person, the offender, if he refuses on the demand of the police officer to give his name and residence, true name and residence or real name and residence, if he do not give these details to the police officer, he refuses to give, or if he gives the name and residence which such police officer has reason to believe that those details are false or fake, then the offender shall be dealt with the provisions of section 42. Now, section 42 of the CRPC deals with the provisions of arrest on refusal to give name and residence. This section says, when any person who in the presence of a police officer has committed or has been accused of committing a non-cognizable offence refuses on demand of such officer to give his name and residence, or he may give the name and residence which such officer believes to be false, then he may be arrested by such officer in order. Why he will be arrested? He will be arrested so that the real name and residence or those details will be ascertained, or to reveal the name and residence of that particular offender. When the true name and residence of such person have been ascertained, when the offender finally says or finally tells the real name and real residence of his, then in that case he shall be released on executing a bond. He will not be released freely. He will have to execute a bond with or without surety to appear before a magistrate if so required. This is the first part. Now the second part. Second part is that, but if there is no sufficient reason to believe that he has committed an offence, he shall be at once released. So here it is written that if there is no sufficient reason or grounds to believe that particular offender or that particular person has committed any offence, if there is no sufficient reason or no sufficient ground, then he shall be at once released. He will not be kept confined. Okay, I hope this video is clear to you. If you have any doubt in this video, please do comment. And if you like this video, press the like button, share it, subscribe for more such videos. For then, stay safe. Thank you.